Good morning and good light illuminators. Today we're on our morning walk with Ranger and Bree. We're a little bundled up, but it's a beautiful sunny day today. And I'm showing her where we walk in the woods and where we come to meet our ET family and friends. And Ranger goes right to my spot where he knows I sit. What a glorious, amazing couple of days of expansion and ideas and wow. Just wow, wow, wow. And you know, I just want to reiterate, reach out, guys. You know, when you meet somebody and you find out they live near you, don't hesitate. Just go. Go hang out. Go meet these people that you're meeting and go hang out with like-minded people. It's all about the journey. Me atoi sona atayo po an kia shatelia sanoa ka pa yoko ria shatiara. Ko ayan pasa te ayan ta pasa tuluko shapokoya. Asana tia satuluko. Misana, you playing? Yeah? Yes, are you having fun? Are you having fun? It's all about the joy, guys. It's all about the joy. He's having so much fun.
I wish I could do that.
Are you having fun, Ranger? Oh, Nisatia Shotorua. It's all about the journey. Imatuya atala inta pakosha. No hasatia sa sopo aintea shakaliata yama ora kasi ihaya ala impuko satario shosho amika satalia antaya hane asala atodo nayoma ayala kiso so arshana ataluko saturuko showa pahina mahasatio show. And thank you spirit guides for giving Bree and I a great sunny day. It was snowing yesterday and cold and windy, and I'm so happy we got a beautiful sunny morning. Himatasha atoyamasa sora ishiana paki sosora. Hitasa ala impia satayuko shamo atayasali I hayamala asataru kushashopo. Hima atase saima ela ki sataluko shapoya sonon paki awala isa. Misayo shoto akaishina pasi la hasa tukoya. She dia sala inana kuso. Si sala. She na soto koshapoya talaina. Akuso ala poko yatayala itu. I guess there's some good energy in the woods, huh, Bree? Isa yala ito shogoya maoshu. Isamura sala atayamaka. Hitasa ala moa tayoko poyosona. Ashotolu sasapa. Isonombora kashatia saliina. Sonotuko apa ashita sala ipa yomora asana atuyuko sotuluko shapa onte sala atiema. Somebody's having a good time. Are you going to need a bath? Careful, buddy. Isi tala asoma korsha tu yusura ilakiara. Oshono asatua. Shotula sama. Ayutu sono kwasa. Itosho posona. Tisa, Bree, I don't think I've ever seen him so excited around anybody. I'm not kidding. Oh my gosh. He is like really enjoying your energy. Oh, is he gonna be filthy? Isana alokosha taribusa dagiana. Are you having fun? Shotuasa la impa. Koshunuasa lia sotora koshona paihila. Niosuila koto. Where is it? Good job. Good job. Shotoyukwa. Malasun soma ele katia sosora. Shinatia sakita ilasata. So any words of wisdom for the human collective there, Bree?
Keep doing your thing. Live your joy.
Right on.
Yeah. That's what it's about. Don't worry about all this stuff.
Be like Ranger.
Yeah.
Just have fun and run in the woods. Run, jump, fun, dance, play, sing.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Nisata, alukwe samoisha. Now there's a big smile. Yeah. He says, I'm having fun. Isala itempo shonoa osata yamaka I ayina satulukwa. Nisato tulko shoshopu asanea pala isa sono kura kashama asuno no kataya otoro. I'm looking for a drier place to sit. I'll show you now because I'll have to go back over to that one. I have to go back to that one. Asuno tu ashataya. This also happens to be wetlands, and it's all protected wetlands here. So that's why it's very precious here. That it's undisturbed. Isaniata, akoya kasatoru koshanata. And as Bree and I were talking about simultaneous realities today, that's something that I just wanted to reiterate too, that to remember that everything is happening here and now, all at the same time, and all these parallel realities are happening now. And we were just discussing how interesting it is that if you can tune in to the frequency, you can see them sitting right here, right now beside us. If you can tune in there and you know how to feel it, you can begin to see them. And there's many gifted photographers out there who have been photographing these phenomenon, but they're really not phenomenon. It's just another frequency. It's just another reality. So those who are in tune or are sensitive or want to be sensitive, you can feel these things. That's why I can feel them, because I want to.
I can see them maybe.
Exactly. I mean, and how many channelers have said, well, sure, can't you see them? They're right here in the room.
Yeah.
They can see them,
Right.
but we can't always see them. So
we don't let ourselves.
And that's kind of so an exciting thing to play with, that they're kind of telling me right now, is to play with that. Kind of picture who might be sitting there in your own room or in your own backyard that is in a parallel reality. And once you start asking for that, you start to see or feel those entities with you, and you start to really know you're not alone. Ever. Ever. Miyasata alayama katia shotuluku asapa yente satala sina atayakuna misonoma satiata ayoshona katia. So get out there, make friends, get in nature, absorb these light codes, and you'll start to really see the changes within you. And for any of you who enjoy the idea of animal totems, go look up the crow.
Ha.
And go see what it's telling you. They're filled with ancient knowledge and messages. They're very intelligent.
In a good way, not in negative ways as they've been portrayed.
They're not. They're a majestic, beautiful, multi-dimensional being that we have yet to understand as everything else that habits this wonderful planet. We've only begun to understand the gifts and the messages. And this is what our Native Americans knew. This is what our ET families brought to us as the knowledge. We're one. Everything is one. Everything's connected. What you do affects everything. And that's really, we can't reiterate that enough. I say we because they're saying that to me right now. I know it gets a little confusing, you guys, because I change persons all the time. It's strange for me too. But because 1 second it's me talking and 1 second it's them talking, and it does get a little strange. Well, but it is what it is.
Isn't it all the same?
Yeah, it is. It's all the same thing. Exactly. Thanks for pointing that out. So, yeah, exactly. It's just, if we can expand our awareness to these other frequencies, and you do that too by inviting other 3D people into your lives.
Yes.
Because you invite a new energy, you invite a new dynamic, and it allows you to see yet a new perspective and another facet of who you are, and it allows you to see these things. You start to see. Bree says she sees colors coming out of my mouth when I'm speaking languages. I mean, come on. That's so weird and wild and awesome.
I do. And then my friend yesterday who confirmed that she's seeing these images while you're speaking of the Akashic record.
Mary, yeah. So her friend Mary calls last night. She's like, I don't mean to bother you guys, but I got to send you these images. I was watching one of Wendy's videos, and all these images started coming in my head, so I had to look on the internet to see what I could find.
That was her first time ever hearing galactic languages that she can remember.
You're kidding?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the first time I sent her
Oh,
links,
come on.
and I was like,
I did not know
"Listen to
that.
these, it'll be cool." And the other day, she had got a message that I had something I had to tell her that day, and
What?
I think that's what it was.
Oh my gosh.
Looking back, I think I had to tell her to listen to these languages.
That was it, because she called last. She was
Her
so.
psychic abilities are just starting.
Yes, and she was so amazingly.
Yeah.
She could not. How would you describe her demeanor? She was so incredible.
Nonchalant.
But then she was so excited. She couldn't understand what she was visualizing in her
Yes.
mind.
Yes.
She's like, I gotta try to find pictures on the internet to show you guys what I was seeing in my head.
Ironically, she came across the perfect pictures for our conversations last night.
I know.
Expanding our understanding of how we're all energetic beings and we're all just these little matrix dots.
Yes.
Just sending off these ripple effects to everything.
It was awesome.
It's all connected, and that's exactly what she happened to find. And she doesn't really know technology. She just ironically came across the perfect pictures to send us.
I know, and she
that was
really.
a sign. I know that.
Exactly, and so
For
I was so excited
confirming
when
everything.
to hear her be so excited,
Yeah.
and she was so.
Yeah.
She was so calm but so excited all at the
Yes,
same time.
She was.
It was
She's-
almost
she's
like.
very humble about
So
it.
we learned a lot of things last night about how to help people, and just asking our guides how to help each other, and by following that instinct
Yeah.
and sending her those videos, and then that's how we came last night to this other conclusion about some other things for her
Right.
that you and I talked about.
And I know I met her for a reason. Right now, in my awakening, I know.
Indeed.
Because this is when we're sowing this, we're planting the seeds, right?
Yes.
We're planting the seeds for the rest of our created reality that
Correct.
we perceive in this linear timeline. So what we do now is going to multiply tenfold.
Exactly. And two of the things we discovered last night that we ran across was A Course in Miracles and Conversations with God. Both of those two publications. And just that they're worth re-mentioning.
Yes.
That and I've not experienced them myself.
And the Book of Secrets.
And the Book of Secrets by Osho is something that we decided to explore a little bit more too, about
I'm excited.
the different ways of how to meditate.
Yeah.
So I that book I did read cover to cover, and in my need for finding myself and how to meditate, how do I find pain relief naturally? How do I find
That's what I need.
how do I find inner peace? And so I found that book just jumped out at me one day as those things happened at the bottom of a rack in a bookstore, and it said "Buy me." And I didn't know who Osho was. I didn't know anything about meditation. And I actually had that book about, oh gosh, at least a year before I actually opened it. And it wasn't actually until I, really said, I need to know how this all works, and how do I change my reality? How do I meditate? How do I change my... Anyway, so that's how that all came about. But Misata insanama ilia katolo koshama otia shatela I ayana satato ayampo koshata liesa toroko poyana asala I inanata totoruko shapuisa samala I ayana sosua pokoyata liesa toroko shanoto kosatapiala aisana katolo shapuko oihaniana sinana atoluko sapotolo Shi ita sotoro amaya ala ita anana sasatali kodrogosho pa ilia satakena Ayawala Asanatata Yasasoro Koshaturu. And as they've mentioned before, anybody who wishes to engage in galactic languages or conversing with your ET and spirit guides, all you have to do is ask. And then ask for the guidance to show you the synchronicities, and by instincts, by what you feel in your instincts, and go with that guidance in knowing that that is a signpost for you, or in this case, something you needed to share for someone else.
Yes.
To find an answer for someone else, because you had put out a rocket of desire, if you will, thank you, Abraham, for that you wanted to help your friend. That you wanted, what can I do, my spirit guides, to give to my friend to help her in her journey? And what's transpired just in the last week since you've expressed that intention to the universe now, and what has happened since. And that's what manifestation is. That is the mechanics of creation.
Yes.
You intend it, and then you allow the universe to, and then you go with the instincts and follow it, and then you complete the energetic cycle.
Complete the toroid.
You complete the triangle.
Yes.
You complete the circle
of everything.
Indeed. And every time we as a human collective even get a glimpse of these other awarenesses and let them really sink in, it changes everything. It changes everything. Bree coming up with a new realization in her own journey changes everything.
And I'm coming up to a lot of realizations. Let's put it that way. A lot of realizations.
And just the idea of, standing out here and being out here and meeting each other, and it's been very exciting for both of us. And so there's that two sides to every coin thing, It's an energetic exchange of ideas and love, and that co-creative thing where when you meet somebody and it's already been prearranged on a higher level.
Blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. I mean, come on.
And how many times have we said in the last couple of days, you can't make this shit up?
No, really. You really can't. There's no way the most talented author
can write this story.
It is God. That's
this
what
is
it
the
is.
story. This is just God telling the story of
what can happen.
We are the stories of all that is. We're the dreams of all that is. We are all that is manifesting itself in every way it can.
Yes. Yes, and
it's so much fun.
Expression.
It's so much fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, you having fun? Yeah, he's having a good time.
Yeah.
He loves being in the woods and loves the energy, and you can just feel everything out here. The energy, and especially when I'm look forward to it starts to get green again, and everything starts to bud again, and to just watch that whole process again, and I get excited every year. I take pictures. You think I get tired of it, but as soon as the tractor comes down the road for the farmer to farm the fields, I'm always excited about, okay, what's he going to plant this year? And it was corn last year, and and I just get excited because I don't know why. I feel like this harvest goddess or something, like energy. Like I'm this
cycle,
yeah,
right?
and
restarting,
I love it.
And the waning of
it's so fun.
Life.
And I love to watch them plow the field, and then I walk next to it and watch as it begins to grow and grow, and it's almost like, okay, the plant's talking.
The plants singing, the plant concerts.
The plant concerts.
Yeah.
If any of you, I got turned on last night, thank you to Bree. Is it actually called plant concerts?
Plant concerts.
You guys have got to Google this.
They
Plant
put electrodes on plants, and they are able to just emit whatever frequency they want, because plants are sentient and everything.
You should hear it. It's the most beautiful music I've ever heard.
It's so pretty, because once they get comfortable with emitting these frequencies, and they're like, hey, wait, I can make sound now? Cool, this is nice. And then they get used to it, and then they all start.
And once they start
together.
talking to each other, it's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
It's gorgeous.
And I immediately resonated with it, of course, because I'm out here, and I realized right away, immediately, I said, that's why I feel like I do when I'm out here and when I'm with my flowers. And they start, and all of us who love gardening and you know, hey Val, this one's for you, girl. I mean, she loves gardening, and they're talking to you, and you know, and she knows that, we know that, all of us who spend time outside, we know that. And that's why the ETs can't, every channeler, almost every one of them is going to tell you, get outside.
Right.
Get outside.
Get in nature.
And get it, because you're going to get the codes, you're going to activate the things within you.
Right. And
everyone thinks it's so complicated.
Or such an inconvenience.
Or, you know,
this,
we're talking, if you guys, you know, I don't care if you're a CEO and you're working 16, 18 hours a day, you know what? Make 5 minutes.
Right. Right.
And I'll tell you one thing, a CEO of a company knows if he doesn't put his spiritual self first, he probably wouldn't be a CEO.
Exactly.
So,
One way
or if you are and you're out there as a stressed CEO, listen up, pal. Get outside.
Yeah.
There's not one single excuse, and you're walking ticking time bombs if you're not out there putting you first.
Yep.
That's what self-love is, guys. Waking up in the morning and saying, you know what? I deserve 10 minutes of meditation. I deserve 15 minutes of outside. I deserve a 15-minute sea salt bath, or a walk, or go out at lunch. My life changed when I started walking, when I was working at lunchtime. And there was no excuse. I don't care what the weather was. I made no more excuses. And the moment I put those shoes on and started walking outside, everything changed in my life. And I mean that. Everything changed in my life. I don't even know how to explain it. It was a determination, an intention that this is something I know is good for me. This is something I know is good. And it wasn't, you guys, it wasn't about, the physical exercise was just the icing. It wasn't about that really, but I knew that that was going to be the benefit. But the benefit was I was desperate for finding me. I was desperate for finding joy. How do I, in this existence, because I was in a job I didn't like, it wasn't me. And I was like, okay, how do I get out of this and still honor my belief systems, you know? And all I did was start walking outside, and synchronicity and my higher self took over. And before I knew it, I was retired. That's how that works. And it is that simple, guys. And the imagination and the visualization of the outcome of the situation is the mechanics of sending to the universe. That's how you order it. Don't order it with words.
Right.
Send them pictures.
Place your order with your imagination.
If you send them pictures, and because we try to squish it into words that pale into the comparison, into the visualization of the details of how you want. That's why they tell you, like Bashar will say, okay, when you visualize yourself in that place or that job, what does the job look like? What does your desk look like? What are you wearing? What do you pack for your lunch every day? How do you get to work? What do you wear? What do you look like? What do you do? What do you read? What does that person who's doing that do? And as soon as you visualize it and you put you in the picture, like the little diorama, your universe has no choice but to bring it to you, provided it's relevant to your journey, and that there's no resistance, and that it's in integration, body, mind, and spirit. Because the reason for that is because you do not want to push something that's not the path of least resistance, because then you're pushing, you're putting resistance into the very thing you think you love. So.
And you have to believe in it.
The belief is the ultimate key to the door, though, because you can put the visualization out there all you want, but if your heart inside doesn't believe that once you let the vision go, surrender the vision and let it go, and knowing that, okay, thank you, higher self, thanks for taking care of that, and I'll be watching for the signs, and help me recognize them when they come. and help me run with it. And how do I know when to run with it? Because that little tickle in my tummy says, I'm excited about this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So go for it, guys. You know, that's what it's all about. Inataza, ayuno masatilia kotoluko sharnatia isatalia satira. Asanatia satoluko ashanatia. You are limitless beings. Asinatiala atoluko shamako shatiala atsina isatia. So we're here to help each other figure out how to remember we're multidimensional, limitless beings, and bring that frequency down here. Grounding, this is what grounding, let's talk about grounding for a second. That's what that's about, is standing in nature and feeling your feet, touching the ground, and rooting through the roots of earth, and feeling yourself as if you're a lightning rod. Let's picture that. You're in the ground, you're grounded in the ground, but you're a lightning rod way up in the air. And the only way that you can bring the information down to earth is by staying grounded.
Yes, we're all antennas, but antenna doesn't work if you pull it out.
Exactly. What a great analogy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it, you guys. That's what grounding's about. So if anybody, and I brought it up because Bree had asked yesterday a little bit about grounding, and that's kind of what that's about, is picture yourself the tree, or the leaves are at the top and and the roots are at the bottom for a reason. Yeah. You know, so they're searching for the light.
Right. And you can't find the light, the lightest of the light, if you don't have the flip side of the coin, if you don't have the roots deep down, because the roots have to be in darkness. They have to be grounded in.
Good point. That's a really good point.
In all that is, the roots have to be stable first, or it'll be top heavy.
Indeed, absolutely.
So the roots are everything.
It's a good point.
That's how it all starts. And I'm realizing that more and more now recently, and I know that's something that I'm going to be working on and really improving with, because it's essential.
Well, as many of us are, that's one of the reasons why we all seek out meditation, is because we're trying to find how do we root that, how do we do that, ground ourselves and bring the information down to how we can actually use it. Because a lot of this stuff, it sounds really fluffy and flighty, and well, yeah, that sounds really great, love yourself, but how do I do that really in the real world?
Yeah, really.
And this is what this is about, choosing. And let's talk about, just for a second, like we talked about yesterday, you know what, choose the good chocolate.
Yes. Chocolate.
Choose the good coffee.
Yeah.
Choose the good tea. Because saying to the universe, I can't afford it, tells the universe, I can't afford it.
Right.
So when you say to the universe, I'm going to choose these things that soothe my soul and feed my soul, you're telling the universe, I can afford it. I'm abundant.
Oh, yeah.
Give me more.
Can always.
And I'm so grateful that I can afford this wonderful, beautiful cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And the more you're in the frequency of gratitude, the more the universe says, well, here you go. Here's some more of that. Mm-hmm. Would you like some more of that? You want a new car? Do you need a new house? Do you need a new job? What do you want?
Best waitress you can imagine. Because it will fulfill your every request, no matter how extreme your request might be, circumstances providing the things you said earlier. But it's all about intention, what you're putting out there. It makes a lot more sense now.
It indeed does.
Like,
oh, this is interesting. What happened to my camera here? Oh, that was weird.
What?
Okay, I don't know. It's doing something really weird. So
is it still recording?
I think yes, it is, but it's doing something weird. So I don't know. Huh. I'm gonna. This is a new phone, guys. So I don't know. Maybe I hit a button I didn't recognize. I guess maybe that's our time to go then. So. So thanks, guys. Thanks for being here, and just go for it. Be it, do it, love it. Do something different today than you did the day before, and change your perspective.
get those synapses firing.
Yeah. Nasiala, atima sa tuluko shapoya, ina asaluko todoko shamoko kayesa la ina. Sayama si taluko, a tutuko asapoya sanala asanya na sa toluko apoya naki. Tila asana totoko apoya. Misa ala niana na taya kapoya hala. Hona ala kipo asana patoloroka shotu. Ina anamoko. Hamaya ayawala ayena kia tapuiko sa tulusa. Ina tuwa kalia paya maka ya watulukasa. Si ita la kataya masotulukasa tori wasadia. Lisa natua kayu otoyosha. Just love yourself. Mi ayanumasa itakaya la ima atoko. Hanu asasaya sapoya shono kaya puto. Misa teata. Thanks, Bree.
Bye.